All right, welcome back to Western New York Living. Now, I'm sure you've all looked at old pictures of yourself from time to time, and you probably noticed some small changes in your appearance. Well, just as your looks change, so does your hearing, and it's important to know the signs of hearing loss. This morning, part of Better Hearing Month, happy to have with us, once again, Dr. Jill Bernstein from Hearing Evaluation Services of Buffalo. Good to see you again, Dr. Jill.
Thank you.
Well, you shared with me a fact that 1 in 8 Americans, this is unbelievable, 1 in 8 Americans age 12 or older have hearing loss in both ears and probably don't realize it. Nobody would ever think that, age 12.
That's right, and most adults have not actually had a hearing test since they were in grade school in the nurse's office, and so they just go undiagnosed for a very long time.
Yeah, and we all predicted in the nurse's office, remember? Right, and then she'd click, and then you're like, okay, left. It was kind of predictable. I mean, the hearing tests are kind of the same, but you guys change it up a little bit because you're trying to find if there is hearing loss, correct?
Yeah, I mean, ours is a little bit more sophisticated than that.
Technology's changed, right?
It's amazing, even in my industry. But so we do that, but we also look at speech testing and quiet and noise because that's really the things that people are most interested in improving.
Yeah, we've seen videos of your facilities to the sound boost where that didn't exist back at the school there. Why don't adults get tested?
That's such a great question. I think they don't get tested because it's not something that's brought up during their routine physicals. And it's something that still has a lot of stigma around it, the idea of having hearing loss. Even though once you're age 70, 2 out of 3 people actually have hearing loss, so you would be in the minority if you didn't. And I think people just aren't aware, and that's why I'm here, to make people more aware.
I think I know the answer to this from previous visits. When should folks get a baseline hearing test? 55.
Or sooner, but minimally 55. We always want a good point in time to compare to, so the best time is actually before you feel like you're having a problem.
All right, and steps we can take prior to 55 or even beyond 55 to protect our hearing. What can we do?
Yeah, concerts, that doesn't mean in arenas only. If you're going to a bar and listening to a bar band, getting really inexpensive musicians' earplugs to protect your hearing. When you're doing yard work with lawnmowers and snow blowers, wearing some earmuffs to protect your hearing.
Yeah, those are certainly important. But if they do have hearing loss, if they come and see you, technology's changed so much here. There's some really small invasive devices that can help the hearing, isn't there?
Well, they're not invasive, but they're very small. And they're extremely high tech. I mean, hearing aids today are little microcomputers that can fit, on your ear and do everything from helping you hear better to connecting to the rest of your world through your cell phone and streaming and things like that.
Yeah, I didn't mean invasive there, but I meant they're small. I've been thinking of a Grandpa had back in the 80s, you know. They look like a satellite
There's no
dish
big ear horns or anything like that.
There's a great offer that you have for patients this month. Why don't you tell us about this offer? It's part of Better Hearing Month.
Right, so May is Better Hearing Month. We really want people to just get out and at least get that baseline evaluation. So sometimes people have some situational difficulty. They don't need hearing aids, but they need a little bit of hearing rehab, like you'd get rehabbed for a sore back or a sore knee. So if you come for a baseline evaluation, whether you need hearing aids or not, we'll include a complimentary at-home based hearing rehabilitation program.
That's the LACE AI Pro we've talked about before, which looks really cool. They could do it from their phone at home, right?
Yeah, it's great. It helps with rapid speech, hearing and noise, and auditory memory right from home or anywhere that your cell phone travels with you.
All right, which is everywhere nowadays for everybody. Hey, if you're not noticing changes or in your spouse or loved one's change, time to call Hearing Evaluation Services of Buffalo. And remember, as Dr. Jill just mentioned, during the month of May, if you complete a baseline hearing test, and if you're 55 or older, you should do it for sure. And you purchase a new hearing aid device, you'll receive a free at-home hearing therapy program we talked about. They have 4 office locations in Western New York. And to find out more about all the hearing services they offer, head to their website, HES@buffalo.org, or you can give them a call, the number you see on the screen, to help your hearing.